So you've been looking online, you're dreaming about buying your first home. How do you know when you're ready to make that big leap? That's what I'm going to be answering for you on this frequently asked question video. So first of all, if you're counting the costs and you're trying to be smart about making that home purchase, you'll be in good shape. So I don't want you to be nervous or scared about buying a home. But there are three things that I'm going to show you today that I want you to take into consideration, okay? Of course, there's a lot more, so I have to give the disclaimer that in order for you to get the best specific advice for your situation, you're going to want to come in, speak with a lender, speak with an agent, get some professional advice specific to your needs, and not just from a video like this, okay? Disclaimer aside, let's talk about three things that you really want to focus on and answer for yourself to decide when you're ready. The first one is going to be, do you have enough cash to purchase the home? So I've answered this question actually in a lot more detail, so you can go find that video on my website as well. But you want to generally have about 5 to 10% of the purchase price in cash in order to close the property. Now that's a very wide range, and of course, like I said, come in, we'll get you a more specific idea of what you're going to need, but 5 to 10% is a pretty good ballpark for you to get your head around, okay? Of course, we'll go over that in the other video of what all that entails, but keep that in mind, okay? The second thing is, do you have enough cash that once you're in the home, you'll be able to do what you're wanting to accomplish? For example, if you're buying a fixer-upper, you obviously want to make sure you have enough money for those repairs. Or if you're looking at homes that might need new carpet or something like that, just don't forget to take into account those things in order to get into the home. Also, don't forget about things like pots and pans, dishes, cleaning supplies, linens, blinds, those types of things. They can all really add up. So just make sure when you're looking at homes, you know what the home is going to cost relative to its condition and what it's got with it. The second thing that you're going to want to look at is what's your cash position like from a cash flow basis. Not just how much do you have in the bank, but when you're looking at homes, you don't want to stretch that monthly budget too far that you can't afford the payment very comfortably. Also, the second thing, of course, you know about utilities. You got to think of electricity, water, gas, trash, those types of things that you might not have at your current situation. If you're living with family or friends, or even if you're renting, sometimes rent is including some of those items that you might not think of. So just make sure with your monthly budget that you have enough cash flow to cover those additional things. Also, I want you to make sure and include a little bit of a buffer so that when the furnace goes out, or when you need to make a repair, or when the faucet breaks, then you'll also be able to handle replacing those items without straining your budget too much, okay? That's very important. I would suggest having cash in an emergency fund prior to buying, as well as having enough room in the budget to replenish that fund when you use it, because it's not a matter of if something will go wrong, it's a matter of when. So those are the first two things. Finally, when you're thinking of buying a home, think of the rest of your life situation. Are you going to be living in that area for an extended period of time, or are you hoping to maybe move out of state for a job or to go to school, or perhaps you have little kids and you want to move to be with the grandparents, something like that? I always recommend, it's just my opinion, but I recommend that you plan on living in a home for at least 5 years if you're going to make a purchase. Why 5 years? It's not a magic number, but you need to understand that with real estate, generally, it's going to inflate with the rest of the economy over time. That means like a car goes down in value, your house over the long haul will go up in value for you. If you are thinking you're just going to live there for 2 or 3 years, however, that market's going to be fluctuating up and down, and you have a higher risk of being underwater on that mortgage if it's in a short amount of time. Generally, within 5 years, the market will go up, down, and you should still be at least at a point where you can sell, generally. The shorter amount of time obviously just makes that more risky. The longer amount of time, even beyond that, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, it's a fairly safe bet that the home's going to rise in value, and over that time you're going to be paying down the mortgage balance, giving you additional equity, and that'll keep you from being underwater. In other words, you'll owe less than what you can sell a house for with those closing costs. So just keep it in mind. You want to plan on living there for a while. You want to have enough cash flow in the budget, and you want to make sure that you have that emergency fund in place before you buy, okay? To get more help and more specific help for you, I'd recommend a buyer's consult if you're thinking about these types of questions. It's a way that we can meet in person to get you more specific help to your situation. So go online, jcarmack.com. You can find more videos like this that answer other frequently asked questions, and you can schedule a consult today because I'd love to help you in your situation. Thanks so much. Good luck.